okay. Still good. Yeah, but I do put myself in situations where people drink for social situations because I don't genuinely mind or think it matters. I'm not like staunch against alcohol. But if you were hard against it, I foresee having a social life being very hard, to be honest. Interesting. But I got enough friends that don't drink and I haven't heard of anyone my age not doing it. Yeah. It's that much of a social thing there. That's interesting. I did not know that at all. Ooh, that one's got a lot. I did not know that at all. No one ever told me. It's a huge cultural thing. Shrimps are bottom feeders. Yes. Okay, well then we should definitely clean these. Because who knows what these guys were eating. Yeah. We'll clean them all. When you make it with fish chunks, it needs to marinate for as long as 7 hours? Oh, really? Oh, really? That one's pretty clean. How come some of them are clean and some of them aren't? That's why I can't be comfortable with it. So many rules and so easy to give yourself. Food poisoning is actually a big no for those who are pregnant or immunocompromised. Yeah, I remember that. When I was pregnant, Malin was super strict on what I ate. More than I was, actually. So I was allowed to eat sushi, but only in Japan. Luckily, we went to Japan while I was pregnant, and I ate a shit ton of sushi while I was there. But Malin was not, he didn't trust or did not feel comfortable with the sushi quality in the States. But it's kind of like a when in Rome thing. So women in Japan eat sushi when they're pregnant. So he was like, okay, if all the women in Japan do it, then you can do it when we're in Japan. But other than that, he was very, very careful about what I ate while I was pregnant. More so than me, for sure. Good thing my craving wasn't sushi or anything like that when I was pregnant. My craving with Lena was steak slathered in butter. Guess what Lena loves? Steak slathered in butter. It's really funny. I blame her for all of my crazy ass food cravings. Oh, speaking of which, that bacon we made last night, Lena destroyed it today. I gave her all this other food, and of course, the only thing she wanted to eat was the damn bacon. Yeah. What's up, Sol? How are you? Welcome in. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? They all have the same vein. Some have been evacuated. Ah, okay. Yeah, because some of the shrimp look like they're cleanish, and some of them are definitely not evacuated. Also, I devein for ceviche. If cooked, it doesn't mean anything other than a gritty texture. Ah, yeah, we are definitely going to devein them. 100% drinking is the way to socialize here, even more than hobbies, soccer clubs, and all that stuff. It's the way people date, too. Well, I'm glad I got myself a Scandinavian, then. Yeah, I actually think Malin said that was actually one of the first parts of our first date where he was like, nice. Was when we sat down. This was almost exactly 1 decade ago. We sat down at a pub, and he's like, oh, can I get you a drink? What would you like? And I was like, oh, I'll take a beer. And he's just like, nice. And specifically, I ordered an IPA. But apparently, Malin said it would have been more difficult to fall in love with me had I been like a chick who didn't drink and or like didn't like beer. But we bonded over beer for sure. He appreciated that I appreciated a good beer. Hashtag Scandinavian boyfriend. 7-hour caddy? No. Okay, I would totally do a 24-hour stream if someone would watch my fucking kids. I could stream for 24 hours. If there was a qualified person who could watch my kids and deal with them and, handle them, then sure, I would totally do a 24-hour stream. The problem is, there is not anyone on this planet, well, that's not true. Lena has a caretaker, but the caretaker is not someone who could watch her for 24 hours. Lena has an adult that I trust with her, but for the most part, I don't have anyone who can watch my kids that long. That's even Malin. I don't think Malin could last that long alone with the kids. Granted, he's gonna have to watch both the kids by himself, or maybe all 4 kids by himself when I go to my sister's wedding. He's gonna get destroyed. I don't know, I think he's just not thinking about it right now. But I'm gonna be gone for like 4 days for my sister's wedding, and he has to deal with all the kids by himself. He's probably gonna die. You guys will have to take care of him while I'm gone. If all the women were jumping off a cliff in Japan, fair enough. Fair enough. What? It was good. It was delicious sushi. I had so much fun. Also, we learned that there's a difference between sake and shake. I was ordering sake, which is how you say salmon in Japan, but apparently they thought
Your face is a salmon in Japan.
Yeah, they were like, no, there's a difference. If you're ordering the fish, you're supposed to say shake.
What if you're ordering fish?
Because I was asking them which one was better for a pregnant woman, if I should order the warm or the cold salmon. But what they heard was like, what should I order, the warm or the cold sake? And the guy was like, I think they're both equally bad for you when you're pregnant.
I'm pretty sure they called the manager. The manager came out and he was like, yeah, it's okay for me.
Whatever. I'm good playing Poppy Playtime 2. Ooh, sounds good, Saul. And many drink from 16 here with parents in buying alcohol. It's almost a tradition for their kids. So it'll sort of regulate their alcohol intake, but it's more likely your parents will be the one introducing you to alcohol than like in the US where kids hide alcohol from their parents. Well, it depends on if you have cool parents or not.
Introduced me to alcohol.
Yeah, it depends if your parents are cool or not. Yeah, if you have cool parents, they introduce you. And they do that because they want to make sure you don't learn in an unsafe environment. When I started going out, for example, my parents decided how much I could get and they bought it for me and introduced me to it. See? Good parenting. Good parenting style. Yeah, when I was little, my parents let me have like a sip of beer when I was like 8 or something like that, and I thought it tasted so bad that I was like, I'm never going to drink this shit. So if you want to get your kids not to drink, that's also a way to do it. But that sounded wild to some parents in Idaho when I went there. They were kind of shocked by that. It just depends. It depends on the kind of people. Some people here, that's exact. Like, I know people who were like, oh yeah, when the time comes, I'm going to be the one to introduce my kids to drinking, because I would rather them do it here in the house and be safe than like hide it or get caught by the cops. Yeah, depends on your style of parenting.